As the fingers of the bears grow tired after weeks of diddling the bulls, there's something absolutely massive shaping up on this weekly chart right now. They call it the calm before the storm, but I like to call it the hurt before the squirt. As the DXY opens in an absolutely treacherous position, does this hold the key to the next blast from the past for Bitcoin? Meanwhile, altcoins slowly gaining momentum and continue to battle at the 21 daily moving average. As well, Ethereum looks to next conquer this last daily moving average. All signs point to a return to rumpage sooner than expected. Turn down the lights, grab some butter, and lock your door, because we're about to let some juice loose. I'm your host, Johnny Juice, and the time has come. Absolutely massive stuff shaping up on these charts. We have been trading for weeks and weeks, over a month, right? Going on almost 2 months of trading within this very, very teensy-tiny range. And it looks as though we're starting to see so many things on these longer-term charts that, again, more important. You know, the longer the time frame, weekly and monthly, are obviously so much more important than a measly 5-minute or 1 hour chart. And we're finally starting to see something very, very promising shape up in this weekly chart in the same way that myself and many other people back in, the summer of 2020, we're getting really excited about this technical price action, and all of us that were bullish back then were 100% right, okay? So many people were calling us fools for saying Bitcoin at 5,000 is a steal, and now look at those fools now, absolutely begging for Bitcoin, to drop below 20, 25K, whatever they can get. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, turn in these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. And without any further magoo, let's dump into this absolutely special late night dump-episode. Oh, so before we jump into the charts, guys, we have to really talk about this. And if you even just Google, you know what, let me just do it. If you even just Google Bitcoin right now, there is a lot of negativity. So we can start off here. I tweeted this on July 1st, so a couple of days ago. But this is rising on the cryptocurrency subreddit as well. The congressman trying to shut down crypto obviously gets all of his donations from banks. I tweeted about this like last week. Obviously, American Bankers Association, Capital One, UBS, Discover, and more. UBS has its own little FUD thing here, FUD headline, pretty much urging people not to get into Bitcoin, of course. And I remember this guy, Sherman, from 2017 as well. He's paid to be a huge crypto critic because the people that are paying him have a lot to lose if cryptocurrency succeeds, which so far they've been failing miserably. Because back in 2017, compared to what Bitcoin is now, I would say the Bitcoin has done really well, and the entire crypto space has done really well. But what's really important about this, I think this is a good comment here. He's dangerous for the crypto industry as a whole because he's always present in these hearings, these congressional hearings, and his testimonies are pretty much the worst of the industry packed into a 5-minute segment. And that's really good for media headlines. Media and headlines, as you can see, even just right here, that's all this is as well. Spreading FUD is very easy. All you need is a 20-second, 30-second soundbite. You can make up any problem there is, and you can just spam it across 20, 30 different websites, and people believe it, eat it up, and then Bitcoin takes a little bit of a tumble. But my point is, don't fall for it. And as well, we are in a very interesting time right now, as well as like all those miners shutting down, all of the hash power temporarily, leaving the space. It will be back. The tides will shift, but this is just a very critical moment. And Bitcoin is actually doing pretty well here. So guys, if we start here on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, take a look at this. So besides holding on this 50-week for the past, how long have we been here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 weeks. 8 weeks, 2 months, we've just been trading right around this 50, obviously still battling in the most boring price range for Bitcoin that we've seen. Really since we were at 65 to 58,000 US dollars. However, it was more fun back then because altcoins were going nuts as Bitcoin traded sideways. Okay, Bitcoin traded sideways for, I believe it was like 3 months. Yeah, right under 3 months. And this wasn't bad because even though Bitcoin was kind of boring, it was at its all-time highs, and altcoins were going absolutely bonkers, going absolutely nutty off the wall. And we were making a lot of gains with altcoins as well. But the difference we see here with Bitcoin trading sideways down in this range is that a lot of that liquidity, or a lot of that interest and capital in the altcoins has temporarily gone into, things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or just kind of left the market temporarily. Anyway, now before we go any further as well, if we take a look at this, the entire altcoin market cap, so everything except for Bitcoin, is making some progress here. We held definitively this 50 or sorry, 200-day moving average. Nice bounce. We've now broken back above the 21-day, and the 50 is only around about 850 billion, a little less than 100 billion where we currently are, but we are slowly conquering this level. We spent quite a long time getting rejected here back in the middle of June, and this is a good sign because altcoins can lead Bitcoin out of a dump, okay? It happened back in 2019. I talked about it in my last video for like a couple of minutes. It was very exciting. I remember it happening. We saw altcoins really take off. Bitcoin was not doing well, and then Bitcoin ended up blasting over $10,000, which when it's only like $4,000 and it shoots up $10,000, that's a huge increase, right? Absolutely massive percent increases there. So my point is altcoins can be leading indicators. And we're seeing Ethereum, the number one altcoin, actually doing pretty well also. 50-day kind of approaching that. We touched off of that even just yesterday. And now we're battling to get above this. It's still going to be a slow road, but I think we're actually nearing the end of this. Okay, and that's good news, right? As I've been saying, back on May 19th, I said two things. And I keep repeating myself, so you might not want to hear it. I said two things. I think Bitcoin is bottomed. And the second thing I said was, but it's probably going to be pretty boring sideways trading for a long time. Fast forward 2 months, 100% right about that. It has been insanely boring, and I think most people can agree that it's been very boring. Price action has not been very exciting. But with that being said as well, we do see the DXY coming into this resistance here, and I'm still looking for kind of a double top scenario, anywhere, kind of in this range for the DXY. It could even have already topped out. I don't necessarily think so just yet. I think it might still have a little more juice, but I am looking for the DXY to top out here, which will greenlight another Bitcoin rally, I think. Because guys, Bitcoin has been dumping since May 19th. Let's go to May 19th on the DXY. Right here. Bitcoin has been dumping the last 2 months. The DXY has been pumping the last 2 months. Okay? And whenever the DXY tops out, then again, it's very likely that we'll see the exact opposite of that. DXY, downtrend, Bitcoin, uptrend. Just something important to watch there. If we go to Bitcoin on the daily chart as well, we got another rejection very quickly off the 21 DMA, still trading within this descending channel. Again, it could just be an even bigger like descending, falling wedge, which could easily break up to the upside as well. Even if it is only a fake out, even if we get to roughly about 50K and then keep going down, still too early to tell. But yeah, I mean, on this daily chart, you can see we're just trading within these key ranges here. If we look at this 6-hour chart, again, guys, we're just bouncing around like a little ping pong ball within these resistance and support zones that I have on here. The great five resistance and support zones on this chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty much bottom is around 28,000. Top here is about 46. These are like the massive ranges of that $20,000 roughly range here. And Bitcoin is still just battling here. Not too much to really update in terms of some of these shorter time frames here. I mean, still holding a very key fib level. It just hit off of about 33.5 earlier. And yeah, we're still, as you can see, the same thing here. But again, guys, obviously this is still the massive range to break, and we've not been able to even get above this since we were plummeting below it almost now an entire month ago, like 3 weeks ago at this point. So again, and that range is 36.5 to 37.5. And again, the longer it trades sideways here, the bigger the blast. Whether it's to the downside or the upside, I personally still think it will be a big blast to the upside, even if it is only temporary. If you're a bear, then you're probably saying, yeah, that's only a dead cat bounce or just a relief rally. Very possibly, right? It's still too early to tell that. But the point is, it's very likely that we're going to get a massive move to the upside soon to counterbalance or counteract all of the absolute downside dumpiness that we've witnessed over the past month. And as well, to end out here, guys, we see the MACD kind of crossing back this way on the weekly. It's one of the main things I wanted to talk about. And here on this RSI on the weekly, this is a very good bottoming area where we've seen massive bounces before, right around 44 and 45 on the weekly RSI. And yeah, I do not think the bull run's over. I think we have the potential this month to see some exciting price action, some very nice pumpage. But ultimately, I do think it's within the next 2 months max. But I do think it's very likely this month. So it could be coming very, a lot sooner than people think. We're starting to see, again, the long-term important price levels for Bitcoin are starting to behave better and just kind of shape up to where we are going to be entering that territory where we might see a very nice pump here. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, turn these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. Guys, make sure to get your hardware wallets, your bonuses, your TA, everything in the description below. Yeah, it's been pretty boring lately, but there's going to be coming very soon a time where the volatility increases, and the last thing you're going to want to be doing, in my opinion, okay, not financial advice, but is the last thing is going to be sitting on the sidelines. And again, for people that have lost interest in crypto, well, you're probably not watching this video right now then, if you lost interest. But yeah, this is, in my opinion, not a good time to be losing interest. In fact, potentially the worst time. The worst time to be getting interest in crypto is when it's at all-time highs, okay? That's your first time buying in? Bad. If you're bored with the market and you've been for a couple of months and you see the prices get cut in half, historically, this is a better time to buy. But without any further ado, that's it for me. Maybe.